So Nintendo's E3 presentation has just wrapped up a few minutes ago, and man, there was a lot of great stuff in there and a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about in this video. But did they win E3 like they do in most years? Well, maybe kind of by default. Mainly because there's not a great deal of competition out there at this year's E3. Obviously Sony weren't there. The rest of the presentations have been alright. There's been some highlight moments in each of them, such as the Final Fantasy VII Remake and Square Enix's presentation, the new Project Scarlet and Halo Infinite and Cyberpunk 2077 in the Xbox presentation, but largely no presentation has been amazing top to bottom. So yeah, Nintendo kind of won it by default. But that doesn't mean that there's not a great deal of stuff to talk about and some amazing stuff revealed in today's presentation. Let's do it. So throughout the presentation, I've been making a note of everything that was shown in the presentation. So I've got a lot of information to cover, but we're going to sort of dive into the biggest and the best news out there, maybe some other things as well, and talk about them. But I think one of the main things that people are excited about is, of course, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Now, it has been confirmed that the games will be released on November 15th, which does kind of keep in line with the release date of the previous games. They all generally come out around November of the year. The Pokeball Plus has also been confirmed to be usable in the game, but not as a controller like it was in the Let's Go games. Now this is great news because it means that the catching mechanics from Let's Go games likely aren't making a return in this one. Not that there was anything wrong with them. Obviously the Pokeball Plus was a huge gimmick for that and sort of was really good for that mechanic, but I think people prefer the traditional style of getting Pokemon in the game, and it looks like that is going to be how it is going to be in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. And also there's going to be a playable demo at E3 itself where you can take on the Water Gym Leader and use the brand new Dynamax Pokemon. And man, I am so sad that I am thousands of miles away from E3 because I would love to play that demo. Hopefully we get a chance to on the eShop at some point in the future. I know they did, I think it was a Pokemon Sun demo. I think they released a couple of them actually. I think maybe Auras had a demo as well. So I'm hoping that there's going to be a Pokemon Sword and Shield demo released later on in the year. Maybe this demo for all of us to play because man, November 15th cannot come fast enough. This game looks amazing. I love Pokemon. Pokemon's one of my favourite series of all time, and I cannot wait to play Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Now the other big news is of course Super Smash Bros. Everyone loves Super Smash Bros. And people have been hoping for many years that Banjo-Kazooie would be in Super Smash Bros. And it's kind of been teased for a while. People have been expecting it to happen, but nothing sort of concrete. But obviously Nintendo now have their partnership with Microsoft going on. So maybe that kind of opened up the doorway to get Banjo into Smash Bros. Because although Banjo-Kazooie was created on Nintendo, Rare have been partnered with Xbox since like 2002 or something. So that has kind of prevented the Banjo-Kazooie series from coming over into Nintendo products later on down the road. But now all that is changing because Banjo-Kazooie is 100% confirmed to be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate later this year. There's been no official release date when it's going to be. It's just sort of the back end of 2019. They are going to be getting this Banjo-Kazooie character as DLC, which is super awesome. There's also a collaboration with Dragon Quest 11, Smash Bros. X Dragon Quest 11, which is going to be happening very soon. There's going to be a whole host of characters from the Dragon Quest series making their way over to Smash Bros, which is cool. And also speaking of Dragon Quest 11, there's also going to be the Definitive Edition is going to be released very soon as well, which is cool because I've never played a Dragon Quest game. I'm really shocked to say that because they look like exactly my type of games, but they've always kind of just passed me by and I've never sort of gotten around to play on one of them. So hopefully Dragon Quest 11 Definitive Edition will be the version that I finally get to sit down and play a Dragon Quest game. And it's also worth noting that Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition will be out on September 27th, 2019. And now speaking of another RPG series that I've never ever played before, that is Fire Emblem. Yes, I'm a huge RPG fan, especially the Final Fantasy series, and I've never played Dragon Quest or Fire Emblem, but there's also going to be, I've got it here, the Fire Emblem Three Houses, that is going to be released on July 26th, 2019. So there's two amazing Nintendo RPG series that I've never played, all being released this year. So yeah, maybe I should spend a few hours or tens of hours, maybe hundreds of hours playing these games, Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition and Fire Emblem Three Heroes, as they are released in just a few short months. And now a game that I have been looking forward to for a long time is Luigi's Mansion 3. I was a huge fan of Luigi's Mansion 1 back on the GameCube in like 2002, I think it was, whenever it was released, 2001 maybe. I really loved that game. It was so much fun. I never got around to playing Luigi's Mansion 2 on the 3DS though. I didn't play a great deal of 3DS games. That one did kind of pass me by. I always wanted to play it, but I never managed to get hold of a copy of it. I just kind of never bothered with my 3DS that much, so I kind of missed out on that one. But I'm definitely not going to be missing out on Luigi's Mansion 3. There's so much stuff to talk about. This game looks absolutely amazing. Now I've got a whole host of information here, so I'm going to read some of this off my phone just so I can sort of remember all the points. But there's some new functions for the, I can't remember what it's called, but it's that like vacuum thing that you've got in the Luigi Mansions game. There's some new functions for it, including a slam function, a suction shot, and a burst function for when multiple ghosts are ganging up on you. Basically just new attacks that you can use with that to destroy ghosts and sort of get out some sticky situations. And speaking of sticky, there is a brand new Luigi function, which basically is a slime version of Luigi, which you can use to get through metal fencings that are of course blocking your path. Obviously Luigi can't squeeze through tight metal grates, but goo can form its shape and sort of go through the fence. It can also get over spikes and basically get places where Luigi can't. And also this can be used as a co-op function. If you've got a second person playing with you, you can actually have them play as Luigi and help you out and all that stuff. So that looks super cool as well. It's definitely a nice little new sort of gimmick that they've got in the game, which should be a lot of fun. And it also opens up the possibility of co-op play, because the Switch is a very co-op friendly console, obviously with attachable Joy-Cons. Like Super Mario Odyssey, one person could be Cappy, and that was a lot of fun to do. I know me and my partner, we played Super Mario Odyssey, and she was usually Cappy helping us out and stuff like that. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So being able to do this with Luigi's Mansion 3 is cool too, because it means that it's more likely to be a game that we might sit down together and play. We don't really play games together, she's not really a gamer, but having this sort of co-op ability means that I can sort of play the game and she can still play the game. She can help us out. She's actually pretty good at these sort of games. She just doesn't really choose to play them. But yeah, it might mean that we can sit down and enjoy something like this together, which is awesome. It's also got a local co-op or online mode, which is like a challenge mode, which looks a lot of fun too. And the game is going to be released in 2019. No release date yet, which is sad, but it is going to be coming at some point this year. So at least we know within the next 6 months we will be getting Luigi's Mansion 3. Now, a game that people have been wanting for a very long time but sadly won't be getting in 2019, and that is Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is officially coming to the Nintendo Switch. It was rumoured to be coming, I think it's been revealed a little while ago, it was definitely coming to the Nintendo Switch, but now we've got definitive proof, we've got trailers, it looks absolutely amazing. It's called New Horizons, it is coming in March 20th, 2020, if it doesn't get pushed back even further. So a little bit to go, about 9 months to wait before that is released, but they said that they want to sort of make it the best game possible, so they've got to push it back a little bit, which is understandable. Game development is what it is. Sometimes it's not as straightforward as you think it's going to be, and also obviously they want to give the best product that they can, because Nintendo don't tend to rush out games that aren't very good. They tend to make sure the game is perfect before they release it, and generally they've had great success with that. So if we've got to wait a few more months for it, it is what it is, but it's going to be awesome when it is released. But in the meantime, you can play the brand new Link's Awakening. That is right, obviously a few months ago it was revealed that the Game Boy game from I believe 1993, Link's Awakening, was getting a remake slash remaster, and it looks absolutely amazing. The art style reminds me a lot of like A Link Between Worlds and those sort of 3DS style games that were released a few years ago. And overall, it looks super cool. It looks very true to life. The story, the gameplay, everything looks how it did back in 1993, just obviously with a fresh coat of paint and some new sort of modern mechanics and stuff like that. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I haven't really played a great deal of Link's Awakening. It was one sort of Zelda game that did kind of pass me by because I was fairly young when it was released, and then I never sort of went back and really played it a bit. I think I sort of dabbled in it, but I don't think I ever played it all the way through. So yeah, this will definitely be a good opportunity to finally in 2019 go back and play this game, because it is hailed as one of the best Zelda games out there. Just I was like 3 when it was released and stuff like that. So yeah, that is coming on September 20th, 2019, so only a couple of months away. And there's going to be some new additions to the game as well. There's a new dungeon mode where basically as you beat dungeons in the game, you unlock the chambers, each individual chamber from the dungeon, and you can basically create your own dungeons out of them, and then you can go and play those dungeons and get some special rewards and stuff like that for it. So yeah, they're sort of adding a few new things to sort of keep the game interesting and make it a little bit more of a personal experience as well. And speaking of Zelda, there's 2 more games we've got to talk about. The first one is the one that's made by the developers from The Crypt and the Necro Dancer, called The Cadence of Hyrule. That's been in development for quite a while. It was teased a few months ago. You can play as both Link and Zelda, and it looks so cool. There'll be trailers throughout this video sort of showing you guys some of the footage that I'm talking about, but the big news is that we are getting an official Breath of the Wild sequel. That is right, not a new Zelda game, not just a standalone Zelda game somewhere in the timeline. We are getting a full Breath of the Wild sequel set in the same timeline at the same period of time, just I imagine in the events after Breath of the Wild. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I don't think we've actually got we've got Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask was like an Ocarina of Time sequel, and I don't think we've ever had another one that's been like a true sequel. Like Ocarina of Time was and Majora's Mask were set together. They are like two games, two sequels. But yeah, I don't think we've ever got another one in the Legend of Zelda universe. So Breath of the Wild sequel is going to be awesome too. And the fact that it's actually being hailed as a Breath of the Wild sequel means that it's definitely going to be taking place at the same time, the same universe. Everything's going to be very, very similar. Just a brand new story, I'm assuming, in the events after that. Which, yeah, is going to be super, super awesome. I'm looking forward to that one. I imagine that will be a good couple of years before that is released. So obviously Breath of the Wild took many, many years to release. I think it got delayed like by 2 or 3 years. So yeah, I'd expect this like maybe 2021, 2022. I don't think it's going to be sort of released in the next sort of 6 months to a year by any means. I think it is going to be quite a long process. But maybe create a sequel using the same engine, the same art style, and that it might be a bit quicker because Majora's Mask was actually released, I think it was developed in like a year. So yeah, maybe 1 to 2 years. You might see it in 2021, but I doubt we're going to see it before then, just in my opinion. Now also we've got a lot of things here. I'm just going to cover these ones very, very quickly rather than sort of spend a great deal of time talking about them. But we've got a new Trails of Mana game coming in early 2020. I believe the Mana series has never been released outside of Japan before. It's a Japan only series. It was never westernized. But they are actually releasing a new one in the West called Trails of Mana in 2020. It looks like a pretty good RPG to tell you the truth. I actually quite like it. And they're actually going to be releasing all 3 of the original Mana games on the eShop later today, which have never been released outside of Japan. So that's going to be super cool. If you never sort of checked the series out like I haven't, it's going to be a good time to maybe get in on that. Witcher 3 is coming to the Nintendo Switch, which is awesome news. People have wanted Witcher 3 for a long time on the Switch, and people thought that the game was maybe too big and that and the Switch couldn't handle it, but they are making it work and they're releasing it on the Nintendo Switch. Doesn't say when it was coming out though. It's just coming out at some point in the future. I imagine in the sort of next year it's going to be released, which is awesome. I've never played The Witcher 3, to tell you the truth. I'm really sad to say that. It's been on my sort of to playlist for many, many years, and I've just never gotten around to playing it. So maybe if I don't get a chance to play it before, maybe I'll get it on the Switch, and that'll be sort of my way to finally play it, which would be cool because I've heard it's one of the best games of all time. So yeah, if you like The Witcher 3 and you want to sort of play it on the go, you want to play it on the train, the bus or wherever, now is your chance because it is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Resident Evil 5 and 6 are also coming on the Switch, which is a cool. I'm really happy that they are, but I'm also not in the same breath because Zero 1 and 4 were released about a month or so ago on the Switch, which is awesome because you can play them on the go. However, they cost like $29.99 here in the UK, like £30 for each game, like £90 for all 3. Which is way too much in my opinion because you can actually get all of them for like £10 or less pretty much anywhere on any other platform. So there's no real desire to go out and pay £30 for any of these games despite how great that they are. And I imagine 5 and 6 is also going to be the same, which also are not worth £30. Even though a lot of people think that 5 and 6 aren't that great, 0, 1 and 4 aren't worth £30, 5 and 6 definitely aren't worth £30, and the fact that I own them on multiple consoles anyway. But if you haven't played them before and you won't shell out 30 quid a copy, then 5 and 6 are coming very, very soon as well. Contra is getting rebooted, the classic Contra series, so I think it dates back all the way to like the 80s. It was like a side-scrolling shooting game. That is being rebooted now with Contra Rogue Corps coming on September 24th. It's got wireless co-op, it's got online play. It looks super, super cool. It's a top-down shooter game. And also a series getting a reboot is the Panzer Dragoon series. We haven't seen one of them in many, many years. The first one was on the Saturn, I believe. I can't remember if they made one on the Dreamcast or not, but there was one on the Xbox. The original Xbox back in like 2003, 2000, something like that. And yeah, it is getting a reboot on the Nintendo Switch. Don't know when, it just says this winter. Whether it will be a Switch exclusive as well, I'm not entirely sure. But the Panzer Dragoon series is back. I know a lot of people do love it. So yeah, if you do like it, now is your chance to play another one. And also we've got the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics Tokyo 2020 is coming out this November. It's got online play, which is awesome. You guys know what Mario and Sonic at the Olympics is like. If you like those games, you'll like this one. If you don't, I suppose you won't. But yeah, if you want to play Mario and Sonic at the Olympics online, now is your chance this November with the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics Tokyo 2020. And also they showcased many games on a highlight reel towards the end of the direct, showing off what is coming in the coming months. And we've got games like the Spy Road Remastered Trilogy coming out very soon, September 3rd. We've got Minecraft Dungeons coming in spring 2020. We've got Elder Scrolls Blades coming in fall 2019. I'm sure it's a mobile game, but it's coming on the Switch as well. My Friend Pedro, Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein Young Blood, Dead by Daylight is coming in September. Alien Isolation, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles are coming in winter 2019. Dragon Quest Builders 2, Stranger Things 3. We've got Just Dance, which is also coming out on Nintendo Wii, which is really weird that the Wii is still getting games made for it in 2019. New Super Lucky's Tales coming out in the fall. Dauntless, which is a game that I've been playing for you guys on the channel and you guys have been loving, is also coming on the Switch in late 2019. And Mario Maker 2, of course, is coming out on June 28th. So yeah, that is a lot of information that I've been going 19 minutes now. Well, obviously by the time I edit it'll be slightly less, but I've been going 19 minutes now and I've just been reeling off information after information, all the games that have been covered. There's been so much stuff covered in this Nintendo Direct and it has been absolutely amazing. Is it the best presentation that we've had at E3 overall? Potentially. There has been some highlights though, which I think are better than anything that has been showcased by Nintendo, such as the Final Fantasy VII Remake, without a doubt the biggest thing on E3 by far. But overall, as a presentation from top to bottom, I think Nintendo may have just won it again. There's been some amazing stuff revealed here. Like I said, we've got Pokemon Sword and Shield, we've got Smash Bros, we've got Luigi's Mansion 3, we've got Link's Awakening, we've got a Breath of the Wild sequel. We've got a lot of stuff going on the Switch. It's a good time to be a Switch owner, and I'm a Switch owner, and it's the main console that I play nowadays. And yeah, we're going to be very happy bunnies over the coming year. So yeah, that is it. That is everything pretty much that was covered at the E3 Nintendo Direct presentation. Probably the best presentation we got in the whole E3, and I really enjoyed sitting down and watching it. I'm glad because most of the E3 presentations for people in the UK are on at ridiculous times. I think the Square Enix one was at like 2:30 AM last night, which of course I'm not going to be able to sit down and watch it and then make videos for you guys because it's going to be like stupid o'clock in the morning. So I'm glad that I could sit down at a more reasonable hour of 5 PM here in the UK and watch the Nintendo Direct. Now obviously I'm bringing that information to you guys. Super hyped for it. I haven't been able to cover anything else to do with E3, but I will be doing a roundup video where I'll talk about the good, the bad and the ugly. All the stuff that has been covered at E3. We'll sort of go through some of the highlights and some of the low points of the presentations as well. And yeah, hopefully you guys are excited for that. I'm excited for it. I cannot wait to see what else is revealed, and I cannot wait to dive into these games as they are released over the coming months and years. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one today. Something that I want to do more of on the channel. So if you guys did enjoy this one, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe and notifications on. My name is Doodles. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.